sorts of different situations where someone might say to you that they know something that you're not aware of. Your father could say, young man, I've been on this earth a lot longer than you have, and I know more than you. You could hear that. You could hear a teacher who would say, listen, I'm teaching this course, and I know more than you do. That's why I'm grading the papers and you're not. But the most irritating thing of all is when you have a friend who goes, I know something you don't know. Then you go, what? Oh, I shouldn't tell you. Come on, tell me. Oh, no, I don't want to get you upset. Come on. Isn't that torture? Well, we're not going to put our guests through that torture here today, because all of the people on our panel know something that their friends or relatives do not. And soon the audience will be saying these words, we know something you don't know. Here are our guests. Carolyn is here today to tell her sister-in-law something. Carolyn, Kelly is your sister-in-law, and she is married to the brother of your husband. They've been married for how long?
2 years.
For 2 years. Do you like her?
Oh, she's my best friend in the world.
So it goes beyond like. You really care for her.
Yeah.
But the thing you're going to tell her today is probably a very painful thing for her to hear, right?
Yeah, it's very painful.
Except that you say everybody else knows it already.
Everybody in the family and some.
And you're sure she doesn't know?
Yeah, positive.
What is the secret that everybody knows except her?
Her husband has been cheating on her for quite some time, and his girlfriend thinks she's pregnant by him.
Have you ever seen such cruelty?
When did you find out about this?
About 2 months ago.
So what has it been like for you these last 2 months?
Well,
seeing her and knowing this, and couldn't she read something in your face? Doesn't she ever say, hey, what's wrong, or?
No, I've tried to just put on a show in front of her and Chris, but whenever she comes around, I'll try to hint to her about it, and she just reads right through it. She don't realize it.
How would you give her a hint?
He's accused her of cheating on him, and she said, well, maybe I should.
He accuses her?
Yeah.
But he's the one that's cheating.
Yeah, and I constantly tell her, well, the guilty is the one that accuses. And I told her, well, maybe you should cheat on him, you know, because what goes around comes around. He deserves it. And she still didn't take him.
Why did you choose a TV talk show as a place to tell her?
Well, I've tried to tell her about 4 or 5 times, and I figured this way, you know, why would I come on national television and lie? You know, it's...
You wanted to know that what you're telling her is the truth and that it's very serious. What do you think her reaction is going to be?
I'm not quite sure. She might end up hating me because of it, and that's what I'm afraid of.
What about your husband? This is his brother that is the cheater, right? What is your husband going to say to you when you go home?
Well, he knows about it. He knows about the show. So I think he's kind of upsetting me for doing it, but,
Is he upset with his brother for cheating in the first place?
He's never told me so. He thinks, you know, it's not right, but he's never said anything to him. He's never told him, you know, this is wrong. He's never, you know, he keeps telling me to get my nose out of it, leave it alone.
When I bring her down here, you'll do this in the most gentle and sensitive way possible, right? In the audience, I want you to act the same way, because it is a very serious secret, an allegation. This is Kelly. Kelly, you can take your headphones off and come on down. Carolyn, your sister-in-law is down here. Now, the two of you are married to brothers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about Carolyn? Are you very close with her? Sometimes sister-in-laws don't get together, don't get along. You're best friends. So you trust her? You like her?
Pretty much.
Right. Pretty much? Because there is something she wants to tell you today, something she just told us. So the audience can say in a very gentle way, We know something you don't know. Carolyn knows something that you don't know either. She says you don't know it, but everybody else does. And before she tells you this, let me just remind you that she says she's telling you this because she cares about you and because she wants you to hear it with a seriousness of purpose. Carolyn, what do you know that she doesn't?
Chris has been cheating on you for an awfully long time.
Okay.
Becky, that works on his line at work.
I believe it.
Did you ever have suspicions yourself?
Oh, yeah. He comes home with gifts.
With
Sometimes
gifts?
he don't come home.
How come you never told anybody that you had suspicions? She said everybody knows and you don't know.
Because everybody dogs me about him anyways. And if I tell people that, they'll just dog me more.
All right. How do you feel towards Carolyn, the fact that she's telling you this?
I don't know.
She wants to give you support. She wants to give you her love.
She could have picked somewhere besides this.
Yeah, I mean, I brought that up, but she said that she thought you wouldn't believe her unless she took something that was very dramatic.
I'm sorry. I've tried to tell you. I told you about the truck, and Chris lied his way out of it.
What was the truck?
She was out of town for a week, and I went over his house about 2:30 in the morning, and there was a truck parked out there that he had said was his friend's, and he never answered the door. And I went home and asked my husband about it. He denied it until a couple weeks afterwards. He told me that that was his girlfriend's truck.
Is there a chance, let me ask Carolyn first. Is there a chance when she goes back she'll be able to save this marriage because of this?
I don't think so.
What do you think? Do you want to?
Besides him cheating on me, the marriage is already over.
I am somewhat concerned that, Carolyn, when you go home, that your husband, his brother, will be very upset with you.
Kelly, you deserve these. You deserve so much better. And I'm sorry.
Since we're letting the real truth out here, I hate to do this, but your husband's been cheating on you too.
How do you know that, Kelly?
My husband told me.
Excuse me, what?
My husband told me that when they lived in Indianapolis with her mom, that when he worked at Best Electric, that he used to have girls come in the truck and do him a little favor. And just recently, he asked my husband to set him up with the girl at work, at my husband's work. But it never fell through.
You're 120% positive? You sure Chris ain't lying to you in case I told you about his little thing?
I don't know, but that's
I
what
mean,
he
when
told
did he
me.
tell you this? Was it when we were living in Indianapolis?
No, he told me here recently.
Because he just found out a month ago that I knew he was cheating on you.
But
Well, Carolyn, I mean, you know a bit of what it feels like now to be told something that is very disturbing like that.
Yeah.
What are you going to do when you go home today?
I'm going to confront him and then possibly castrate him.